Welcome back to 5 Minutes of X, where I attempt to cover the entire history of the human top. It's 7 issues in
7 minutes, 27 seconds.
Alright, this is kind of fun. We're going to introduce this character, get him in and out of jail a few times, then forget about him until he next appears as the Whirlwind. It's going to be great. The Human Top debuted in issue 50 of Tales to Astonish, released on September 3rd, 1963. It was written by Stan Lee with art by Jack Kirby. That feels great to go back in time and see that. The X-Men number 1 debuted in July of 63, so Stan had mutants on the brain that summer. So our villain Dave Cannon is a bully who can spin fast and charges people to watch his talent, even if they don't want to watch the show. As a late teen and into what I assume are his 20s, he's pulling scams and stealing often enough that the mob gets involved. We get a little story about Giant Man and the Wasp. They aren't dating yet, but she is hella interested in him, and she has a sharp butt in this time period. Giant Man is seeing all these headlines about the human top, but correctly believes that these are petty street crimes, and they're kind of below a man of his talents. Oh, and he eats pills to grow and shrink, which is super fun. I would think that waiting for those pills to kick in would be a chore, but they work right away. So some ants overhear the human top's plan to rob a department store and play a weird game of Pictionary to let Giant Man know when it's about to go down. Giant Man pops some pills and tries to stop the robbery. Despite a crazy fun chase, he's not able to capture this guy. Giant Man goes back to his lab and makes a speed potion and a gyro top thingy to practice against. He needs to capture this dastardly mutant villain. During their next encounter, Giant Man is still unable to capture the human top. Okay, so then we move on to Tales to Astonish number 51. It picks up right where issue 50 left off. It was released on October 1st, 1963, and again, it was written by Stan Lee with art by Jack Kirby. This issue chronicles how Giant Man stopped the human top. After a handful more failures, it becomes personal, and Giant Man thinks up a way to trick the human top by blocking off a city block in New York and letting him tire himself out. He then uses glue gloves to stop him spinning again. But before he does this capture, the Wasp tells us in a thought bubble how much she loves being surrounded by dudes. The human top is turned over to the police, and that's the end of that. Until February 4th, 1964, that is. Giant Man is giving lectures about how awesome he is at catching people just like the human top. And wouldn't you know it, our spinny mutant tricks the popo and spins out of his cell. He spins straight to a bank to rob it, then starts following Giant Man and the Wasp. He wants revenge. Most of this issue is pill-based fun as Giant Man gets big, small, and normal-sized multiple times trying to recapture the human top, who has also taken big pills. Human top is captured when he doesn't understand that being big has a weight component, and he falls through the roof. So then we have Tales to Astonish number 58. It features a human top cameo on the splash page. Apparently the Wasp collects photos of villains that she's been involved with capturing, like a serial killer. Yeah. This issue was released on May 5th, 1964, and was story plotted by Stan Lee, but the script and art were completed by Larry Lieber. Okay, moving on to Tales to Astonish number 59, which was released on June 2nd, 1964. It was written by Stan Lee with art by Bob Powell. The human top has been released on parole. Still butthurt about all of the capturing and jailing. He attempts to team up with the Hulk, who is being reintroduced to readers in this issue after a brief hiatus. His previous book had ended, but his next solo book hadn't started yet. Giant Man is trying to stop the Hulk, but after human top sees the Hulk not kill Giant Man, he sort of just bugs out, and there's no resolution at the end of the issue with regards to the human top. 2 left. We're almost there. Tales to Astonish number 68 was released on March 3rd, 1965. 1965. Art was done by Bob Powell again, with writing from Stan Lee again. Giant Man is being big, but this time in the woods instead of the city. Human Top flies a small prop plane into him, and Giant Man still catches him before he hits the ground. I guess this is around when Giant Man started having size-changing issues. We read about those in the Avengers books. You may remember me inquiring about superhero genitalia at that time. Anyway, Human Top wants to learn how to fly. He tries different costumes and does finally get it. He kidnaps Wasp in order to get her to fall in love with him and leaves Giant Man hanging for dear life, quite literally. Okay, Tales to Astonish number 69, nice, was released on April 1st, 1965. Writer for this one is Al Hartley. At this point, Stan had moved into that editor role. Art was done by Bob Powell again, picking up where we left off. Human Top takes the Wasp to a construction site where his goal is to encase Giant Man in ice, then epoxy, thereby making him into a huge ass statue. But Giant Man shrinks into his own ice body and escapes from his own ice finger. A sentence that sounds inappropriate, but it's not, I promise. Let's let the algorithm try and figure that out. All right, so Human Top is toppled into the epoxy and taken back to prison. He'll be in prison until Avengers number 46, when he came back as Whirlwind, and I reviewed that issue on November 12th, 2025. These issues aren't bad. They're just not really good either. Marvel, and more specifically Stan Lee, was still finding himself at the time as a writer, and they were experimenting. A lot of it didn't work, but some of it did. This was a fun catch-up, and I really appreciate how fast Marvel went from that level of cheese to what we have even in just 1967. In 5 years, they've grown quite a lot, and knowing that what they become between 1975 and 1995, well, if you don't know, just trust me when I tell you, it gets so good. Well, you've survived another session in the Danger Room. For more character info, reading lists, and what other nerdy projects I'm tangled up in, head on over to Jordy.com. New episodes drop Wednesdays at noon and Fridays at 4 p.m. Eastern. Remember, don't be a bully, don't hold grudges, and don't kidnap women to try to make them love you.